Okay, this is the line warm-up. In the line warm-up file, you can zoom out, and you'll see that there's examples to the left and all about line. Alright, so line can have different types of line. There's vertical lines, there's horizontal lines, there's diagonal lines, there are lines that are jagged, there are lines that are curvy, all types of different lines, and they can give off different emotions. Alright? There's a broken line, continuous line, there's lazy lines, bold lines, whatever. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to first learn, using the pen tool, how to create 3 different types of line using just the pen tool. How do I make a straight line? Easily. Oh, I've got my thing going on here. Okay, there's a straight line. I need to go to my stroke and turn off the dashes. Okay, so here's my straight line. I'm going to make a curved line. I'm using pen tool again. Curved line. Click and drag, right? Go back to the paint. Jagged line. Pen tool again. Oh, that looks like a harsh line. A lot going on there. Alright, so these are 3 types of lines. You've proven to me you know how to make them. Congratulations. Now we're going to use the pencil tool and create 2 different types of lines, varied and broken, and describe them. Describe them means that you use the type tool and you just type in there, this is the type of line. It is a varied line width profile 5. Alright, so I'm going to make a curved line with the pencil tool. I'm going to apply a stroke to it. And then I'm going to go to the stroke panel. This is where a lot of you are unaware of what's going on. The stroke panel, just like the, what else did we use? The color panel that we used last class with the options to change the gradient into a perfect black, correct? See those 4 lines in the upper right-hand corner of stroke? Make sure you show your options. Okay? Now you have a lot of options with this line. Some of those options are also up here in your menu. So there's a variable width. There's variable width profile 6 is here. Do you see what happens? It's applying this image and stretching it along the path. Okay? There's also a fun little tool called the variable width tool, or width tool. It's in with the warp, pucker, all these other crazy things. That lets you make your own type of width profile. Alright? You can alter it and change it and make it all the one, however you want to do it. But it is varied. The line width thickens and thins out. You see this image right here? Up at the top, I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see. But that is being applied along that line. That is what we talk about with the width tool. And it will actually save in there. I think this is now width profile extra. Whatever. The next thing we're going to do is learn about a broken line. So I'm going to draw again with my pencil tool a line. And then I'm going to go over here to the stroke panel and let's take a look at this. I'm going to increase the stroke by about 2 and zoom in. These are the caps. The cap is what the end looks like. This is called a butt cap. This is called a round cap when it adds a little bit of roundness onto the end. And this is called a projecting cap. It projects out from the point itself. So if we look in closer, you can see the end point has different types of caps on it. I prefer the butt cap. It's a funny word, but that just means it ends directly on at the end of that point. Here is a corner point. I'll show you that with a pen tool. All right, you see I've made some varied, a jagged angled line with the pen tool, but if I have it right now at miter join. If I do a rounded join, see how it rounds off those edges? This may help you when you're doing your thing. Maybe you want a rounded edge plus a rounded cap or a beveled join, whatever you choose. All right, but at least you have options here. All right, the miter limit here is set to 10. The more extreme the angle, the less the limit. All right, when we're aligning stroke, this is for when we make closed paths. This line that I have here, I'm going to select it again with this selection tool, and I'm going to click on dashed line. Dashed line I have it set to 12 points by 6 point by 25 by 7 point. That's what this is, that dashed line. I will then take the type tool and write in here, what was it? 12 by 12 point by 7 point by 22, I don't know what I had. What was it again? 25 by 7. Almost had it. 25 point by 7 point. Great. I've described that line much like I did over here, okay? These are the different types of line that I'm describing with my type tool. Last one is down at the bottom. Using the brush tool, I'm going to use 3 different types of line, different brushes, and describing them. Now, this is the fun part. You can do this with anything. If you've already drawn out your shapes, all right, and you have that line, if you apply a brush to it, there are brushes over here. There's a ton of different types of brushes. What it does is it changes the type of outline or the stroke. There's that gold chain. Nice. If I increase the stroke on it, I can see the thickness of it. It actually is the image of a gold chain that is applied to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the brush tool and brush out 3 different types of line. That's the cool gold chain brush. This is a, if I was to use this, that is called, if I hover over it, Scroll Pen 9. And here's another one. It's going to be barbed wire. Cool. Got it. I will write those down just like I did over here. There's a lot of different types of lines over here. There's a brush definition. And if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, there's something called a brush menu. This will show you all the different types of brushes you've got. There are hundreds. Okay? Anytime you see a bunch of books and a down arrow, that means there's a library of different things to load up. I love the borders, the decorative borders, so I usually apply those. Once you click on them, they'll go into your library. This is your brush library that's attached to your panel on the right. You can choose these ones, and they have different types of, there's like 4 different squares in here. These squares represent how the corner is treated and how the edge is treated. Okay, so if I was to have a square, for instance, and applied this mosaic decorative border to it, this is how it is treated. Okay, I will go into more about brush definitions and everything else when we get to the mask project, but this should help you. Good luck.